Retirement planning in Canada is quite complex, especially when you get into the details, but this complexity hides some secret opportunities if you're able to navigate the rules for your particular situation. There are accounts like the RSP, Spouse RSP, RIF, TFSA non-registered, the LIRA LIF accounts. FHSA can even be used for retirement planning along with the RESP as well. There's DCPP and LIF accounts, group RSPs, DPSPs, ESPPs, and I'm probably missing some. From a tax planning perspective in retirement, there's income splitting, managing your marginal tax rate, managing your average tax rate. There's also tax credits around the pension income tax credit, age amount tax credit, the basic exemption medical tax credits, and then there's the benefits. So there's the old age security benefit, the guaranteed income supplement benefit. And in particular for this video, we're going to be looking at the Canada Pension Plan, the CPP benefit. Now, hidden within all of that are specific rules and calculations that, if you navigate them properly, can add thousands of dollars to your retirement plan. The Canada Pension Plan in particular, the way it's calculated hides an opportunity, a secret opportunity to increase your future benefit. Now, the old base CPP benefit was meant to replace 25% of your pre-retirement income up to the year's maximum pensionable earnings, the YMPE. The new enhanced CPP benefit goes even further than that. It's meant to replace a third, or 33.3% of your pre-retirement income up to the year's maximum pensionable earnings, YMPE. Now, you have a decision with CPP. You can start at age 65, you'll get your full benefit, or you could start as early as age 60, and then you'll get a 36% reduction in your benefits. So there's a 36% penalty if you decide to start CPP early. However, you can also delay your CPP benefit. You can delay all the way until age 70, and then you get a deferral bonus of 42%. So when it comes to Canada Pension Plan, there's a decision to be made about when to start this benefit. There are many reasons to start CPP early. There are also many reasons to delay your CPP benefit. But one reason that doesn't get mentioned much at all is related to the way that your Canada Pension Plan, your CPP benefit, is calculated. And it provides an extra incentive to delay your CPP. So if you thought the 42% increase was good, then this will make it even better. To understand why this is, it's important to understand how CPP is calculated, specifically how it increases over time, because there's two mechanisms at play. One mechanism affects people who have already started their CPP benefit, and the other mechanism affects people who have chosen to defer their CPP benefit. After your CPP benefit starts, it will increase with inflation. This is one of the benefits of CPP and old age security. It provides inflation protection. So every year it will go up based on the Consumer Price Index CPI. However, if you choose to defer your benefit, so before CPP starts, if you're deferring your benefit, then it actually goes up with wage growth. Wage growth affects the year's maximum pensionable earnings, YMPE, which is used to calculate your future benefit. So if you're deferring your CPP, then it's actually not going up by inflation, but it's actually going up with wage growth. And over the last 10 years, we have seen wage growth outpace inflation. So this is the last 10 years, the inflation adjustment for CPP. In total, over 10 years, it's been 29.5%. So if you started CPP 10 years ago in 2017, then as of 2026, you'll be getting just about 30% more on that monthly benefit. However, if you decided to defer your benefit, you would be benefiting from the wage growth instead of the inflation increase. And that wage growth over the last 10 years has been 36%. So YMPE has gone up by 36%, and it has outpaced the inflation increase. So if you've chosen to defer your benefit, you're actually getting an additional incentive, an additional benefit because of this wage growth that's been outpacing inflation. Now let me walk you through an example to show you how impactful this can be. So we've got two brothers here, Mike and Matthew, two twin brothers, and they are both going to get roughly the maximum CPP benefit if they were to start at age 65. That would be about $1,500. But Mike wants to start it early. Mike wants to start CPP at 60. Mike will get a reduction in that $1,500 benefit. So Mike starting at age 60 would get $960 per month. Matthew, on the other hand, wants to defer until age 70. Matthew's going to get an increase of 42% versus the age 65 amount. Matthew's going to get about $2,130 per month as of age 70. So we've got two brothers, we've got two different start ages. Let's go back in time and let's see how that would have rolled out from 2017 going forward. Remember, Matthew will get the wage growth increase because it has been a deferred benefit. Mike, on the other hand, is going to get the inflation increase because Mike's already started his benefit. So if we look at this over time, Mike will get the CPP benefit at age 60. Mike's going to get that $960 a month, and then every year after that, it's going to go up with inflation. So by the time Mike gets to 2026, it will be around $1,243 per month, simply because of that inflation increase over time. So there's no deferral benefit here, none of that. It's just the inflation increase between 2016 and 2026. If we were to apply the same inflation increase to Matthew's deferred benefit, so again, Matthew on a deferred basis, once he starts, will get $2,130 per month. He's not getting that at age 60 yet, but as he defers that benefit, it will go up. If we use the same inflation adjustment, that would give Matthew about $2,758 in 2026 when the benefits start at his age 70. But that's not what he gets. Matthew is going to benefit from the wage increase. And so that wage increase has outpaced inflation, which means that as of age 70, as of 2026, Matthew is going to be getting an additional amount on top of that because of how wage growth has outpaced inflation over the last 10 years. The difference there is $138 per month, or annualized about $1,600. So Matthew, because he has deferred his benefit, he's gotten the deferral advantage, the 42% increase. He's avoided the 36% reduction, but he's also gotten this increase because wage growth has outpaced inflation. And that is $1,600 per year. So if Matthew had a partner and they both decided to do this, they would be getting an extra $1,600 each, about $3,300 per year from the Canada Pension Plan, simply because wage growth has outpaced inflation over the last 10 years. Now the question is, do you think that will continue? If you do think it'll continue, it provides an extra incentive to delay your CPP benefit. So there's a bit of a bet here. If you believe that wage growth will continue to outpace inflation over the next 5, 10, 15 years, there's an extra incentive to delay the start of your CPP benefit until the age of 70. You're going to get the deferral advantage, but you're also going to get the wage growth versus inflation advantage as well. I find it incredible that Matthew was able to get an extra $1,600 a year permanently in retirement income simply because of this difference between wage growth and inflation rate. It's completely hidden in the CPP calculations. You would never know this unless you went digging through all of the details, but it is a material decision in this case. Between Mike and Matthew, that extra $1,600 going forward is something that they probably didn't anticipate when making that decision, but it ended up helping Matthew's plan quite a lot. There are all sorts of examples like this within retirement planning. If you don't have a retirement plan yet, we would highly encourage you to get one started. Go to advice.ca. You can use the advice platform for $9 a month or $49 for the year. You can do these type of calculations for yourself, and you can build a retirement plan and find all of the other hidden secrets and nuances within your particular situation. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got some insights from it, and I hope you like and subscribe, and we'll see you at the next one.